Welcome to this episode of Reflections of Womanhood. Have you ever been a bad girl? Bad girl talking about a sad girl. Some of you remember that. But what is a bad girl? She can be rebellious, daring, assertive, sometimes unhealed, seeking identity, seeking attention, seeking validation, trying to feel seen, trying to feel chosen. I used to be a bad girl. And at that time, I didn't see it that way. When I was younger, concerts and stage shows were a big part of entertainment. For just a few dollars, you could see multiple artists in one night. My best friend and I would get all dressed up, put on makeup, tease our hair, and head to the theater. But we didn't always pay our way in. We had a system. We would stand on opposite sides of the entrance and use our femininity, our charm, to convince older men to buy us tickets. Of course, they had to pay for both of us. We would suggest sitting in the back far away from the stage. But once we got inside, we would excuse ourselves and quietly make our way to better seats, up closer, where we really wanted to be. And at the time, it felt harmless. It felt clever. It even felt empowering. But looking back, I see something different. I see a young girl trying to take control in a place where she had experienced loss, trying to get something back that she didn't even realize was missing. Sometimes we don't recognize our behavior as brokenness. We label it as confidence, independence, being bold, but underneath there is something else. Bad girls are often broken girls. Let's look at Zuleika. She was the wife of Potiphar, a powerful man in Egypt. She had status, influence, authority. She lived in a household where everything was within reach. Joseph, a young Hebrew man, served there. He was responsible, trusted, and respected. He had access to everything in the house except one thing, her. But Zuleika became fixated on him. Day after day she pursued him. She made herself available. She made her intentions clear. She expected him to respond, but he refused. Not once, not twice, but consistently. And when he refused, something shifted. Her desire turned into frustration, into anger, and her anger turned into accusation. She used her position to create a false narrative, and that decision cost Joseph his freedom. Zuleika had power, but she was operating from a place that was unhealed. Sometimes when we have influence, when we have access, when we have control, we think that's enough. But if the heart is not healed, those things can be misused. We look for validation in people, in attention, in desire, in control. We want to feel chosen. We want to feel important. We want to feel like we matter. But none of those things can fill what is missing. Because what we're really searching for is identity. And identity does not come from who wants us. It comes from who created us. Sometimes we don't even realize that our actions are connected to something deeper. A wound, a disappointment, a moment that shaped how we see ourselves. And instead of healing, we compensate. We perform, we pursue, we control. But healing does something different. Healing slows you down. Healing makes you reflect. Healing brings you back to truth. And the truth is, you don't have to chase what God has already assigned to you. You don't have to prove what God has already established in you. And you don't have to use your power to get something that was never meant to define you. Zuleika had power, but she did not have peace. She had access, but she did not have alignment. And because of that, her choice created consequences. But God offers something different. He offers restoration. He offers identity. He offers healing. And when healing begins, everything changes. Your decisions change. Your desires change. Your perspective changes. And you no longer need to take what you were never meant to chase. Bad girls are not the end of the story. Healing is. The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love. Psalm 103, verse 8. Grace and peace.